Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and of course, so we saw statistics today for the market share. I get a lot of people asking me, why don't I see the next version of Windows? And once again, it's always an impression that we have. A lot of people will see a new version of Windows and have the impression they're the only one that don't see it and don't have it, and that seems everybody else is actually getting it. Well, it's not the case. As we've seen, more than 80% of people are still not on 20H2. So if you don't see it, and if you're not here, you're in the majority of people, because only 16.8% of people have 20H2 right now. So don't worry about it. People get worried easily when they see that there's a new version of Windows and they don't actually have it when they check Windows Update. There's always that impression something's wrong, when in reality, it's fine. You don't have to be at the latest version, and it's okay as long as your PC is on a supported version of Windows 10. It's eventually going to be there. If we look at the earlier version, the May 2020 update of last year, it's the most popular version of Windows 10. But once again, if we take the numbers, 60% are not there. So, if we take the numbers of like 20H2 and 20H1, May and October update, together, we get somewhere in the, 36.8 plus 16.8. So that means that it's 53%, 53.6%, something like that. Which means that half of you are on one of the two versions for the May or October 2020 update. But it's not a big majority. It's barely above 50% for both together. So that means you still have almost half of you out there still in an older version, typically 1909 for some. And so, that shows you that there's still a lot of people not yet on one of the two versions of last year. That's also something to think about. And of course, 1909 is still supported until April. So you're okay for the next few months, but it will be something that we'll be following. And, as the blockers change and being removed, and remember that there's often a update isn't often or always, pushed for everybody at the same time. There's, waves that Microsoft refers to where they eventually send it to a market where there wasn't a lot of people getting it. But, whatever happens, it's something that not to worry about, because, there are different number of people in different versions of Windows 10. And as long as you're on a supported version of Windows 10, that's really the important thing. For the rest, remember that the cumulative updates, and these updates actually are not mandatory until you get to the end of a version. We're going to see an increase in the adoption rate for sure when 1909, for example, ends its support in April. But these are not mandatory until they get really pushed by Microsoft, which means they might be available and you just didn't see it because you don't go and watch or check Windows Update. So there's that side of things where people don't have it because they just haven't gone and clicked it, because you got to manually accept the download and install options for it to be pushed. Until you get to the, of course, last version, the last couple of months where Microsoft will push you to a newer version to make sure that you're always supported. So that's the state of how things are happening right now. So do not worry. And of course, this year, 2 more versions are coming up. And what we think is still a cumulative update for 21H1, which will be another small update, but a big change coming up in the second half of this year. So that's going to be the one to look at, probably. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.